Hey Slayers, what's up? It's your girl Tiana, aka the Swagslayer, creator of Swagslayer.com, coming to you live with the Swagslayer Talk with my lovely co-host Rhonda from the Pink Diva Studios and our special guest Brittany from Brittany All Bossed Up. Hi ladies, how are you today?
Wonderful.
Nice. Today we're gonna jump
into.
Oh, I'm fabulous, darling. Today, we're going to jump into reseller apps, some you may know about and some you may not. Do not forget that if you do need yourself a reseller box, head over to swagslayer.com and pick one up. I'll be happy to ship it out to you within 24 hours. They are all hand-sourced inventory boxes, so you can keep your resale life going. So let's jump in and get started. I'm going to share my screen here so we can see the marketplaces. So, ladies, we know there's Facebook Marketplace. Facebook has been around since what? We've been in middle school, and now it has a more streamlined marketplace where you can ship your items to individuals instead of picking them up at their local location. What are your thoughts about the Facebook Marketplace, Rhonda?
I actually put a few items over there for the holidays. And I think they were offering free shipping at the time. So, I mean, it was nice. I didn't really do any big sales on there, but previously, even before, around the time I first started reselling, I had I don't know how many boots. And I actually sold all of those boots on Facebook Marketplace. But at the time, this was before the Rona. And, you could go meet people. So I had, I was meeting people in the Walmart parking lot.
Yeah,
just handing out boots. So that was amazing. But as far I didn't really, maybe I got in on the tail end of Facebook Marketplace during the holidays, so maybe that's why. But I think it's good. I mean, I actually like it. I know a lot of people had some great success on there.
Yes. Brittany, what about yourself? What has been your experience on the Facebook Marketplace, or any nuggets of knowledge you could drop about that marketplace?
Well, I just feel like if you have anything in your house that you're absolutely not using, it is a great place to put that stuff that you may not want to resell on eBay. Maybe you don't want to ship it. Maybe you want to have them pick it up front door. Now, some people don't want to do it, but for me, it's worked well. I have the doorbell there. So if they, were to take anything or anything, I have the security of knowing, okay, at least I know who did it if they do. But for me, that's worked very well because you do have to deal with the messages all the time. So, you're getting all these messages. If you put a multitude of things on there, and that's the only thing that can be annoying if you have a lot of stuff on there. But I do love the app. I mean, it does sell, like all my home goods sell well. I love finding different furniture pieces, different stuff for the house. If you're redecorating, I would go on there versus going to the store, because the furniture on there is real cheap. And then you can sell your stuff back when you're done and then turn around and get you something new or whatever you want to do. I love Facebook Marketplace. I did start with the shipping, like when they had the free shipping. I did a few items then too, like some of the stuff that I couldn't sell online. I did that too. You know what I mean? Like it's just for everything. It's an all around great app in my personal opinion. I love Facebook Marketplace, and I think it's only 5%.
Correct.
5%. You can't beat that.
Yeah, only a 5% fee. The buyer pays for the shipping. You can ship on your own, but I always select Facebook shipping. But it is really awesome for things that are awkward to ship, like you said, to do porch pickups and stuff like that. So you don't have to, meet the person, but they can porch pick up. And even if you don't want anyone to come to your house, there are other places where you can meet in public, where you can set the item down and then not have to be, close. And then they can put the money like in a basket or a container. And then that way you don't really have to come in contact with that person. I've seen people do all kind of unique ways for Facebook, but I love that they ship now. I think that is amazing. So next we have what we all know, eBay. So eBay is definitely one of the marketplaces that we've known about forever. It is one of the largest marketplaces aside from, Amazon. It is number 2. And so I know we all have different experiences with eBay. Brittany, would you share your experience, please?
My eBay experience, I was going to add on to Facebook Marketplace because actually a nugget if you were to build, you could build like a whole business just on cell phones. So that's how I paid my rent back when I lost my job and I first got started selling. I was like, I must be crazy because doing cell phones is like, it's very let's just say that, because it's an electronic device and it can go bad at any point. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like clothes don't go bad. Whatever's going on with it is what it is. It can't get damaged really in shipment, very rarely, but phones do. But that's where I started off with Facebook Marketplace, finding them there, and then I would look at the comps and stuff on eBay, and then I would put, buy them based off of that and say, okay, I got about $150 margin here, and so I'm gonna buy this phone for $300, $400, or whatever. You do have to put a little bit more money, obviously, into your purchases, but for eBay will always be eBay because that's just where I started, and I still make pretty much the most money. But there has been a couple of months, looking back on my best month from last year, like March, April, May was some of my best months, that I made more money on Poshmark. But eBay is still bad because right now, like, I think if you just feed it, basically you just list, you don't do nothing else, list, and if you ain't got on the list, relist it, and eBay will keep going for you. You will see success there. I mean, that's my number one tip on eBay.
Yeah, and I agree. It's like Poshmark, we have to share in order to keep it going, but eBay, you just have to post in order to keep it going. So since you can post so many things, clothing, fashion, home goods, toys, books, it really is a great marketplace to, for anything that you have. Unlike some of the other marketplaces, you're restricted in that sense of what you can and cannot post on the marketplace. So next we have up Mercari. So Mercari, a lot of us are familiar with. It is similar to Poshmark, but it has its own features that are, different. Every platform is a little different. So the thing about Mercari that I noticed that isn't my favorite is you cannot bundle. So the customer buys one thing at a time. However, it is easier to set up and use than eBay, and you can still list a plethora of items that you can list on eBay onto Mercari. What are your thoughts about Mercari, Rhonda?
Well, I have bundled on Mercari, and I have a couple of times. And it was just a matter of, I had to tweak it, and make sure I had all the pictures in a row, whatever. So I tweaked it, put the pictures up there, and I definitely have sold 2 bundles on there before. The thing that I liked about Mercari at first was that it was easy to sell on there because I think I started both of them at the same time. But I think that the sales went easy. I offered free shipping at the time. And, because that was, I was good with that because they were, my price point. I mean, these are my old big clothes. So, I wasn't really, trying to get, make a bank on it. But, I was just trying to get rid of them. And that was my mindset at the time. So I just offered free shipping. So everything went fine. The only thing that sometimes with Mercari is I'm not exactly crazy about their customer service. It was, back then when I needed something done, I mean, it's like it took forever. But and then they gave me that, well, talk to your buyer type feel. So, I did, and, that's where communication comes in. I did talk to her, we got everything straightened out. It went fine. Everybody was happy, but now, I don't know. I've said this before, Poshmark is thirsty, and I'm okay with that because I'm hungry. So, Mercari, she a whole different type chick. It's if you got you can post your things on there, but you could use the promotion to the likers and things like that. And that has worked in the past. But when she don't want to be bothered, she just she was like, I'm just not gonna be bothered. I don't care if you promote or not. And it's not anything extra you can do past that promotion. Yeah.
Um,
So
I
I always have said I think they need to kind of zhuzh things up a little bit.
True. And I think they are expecting you to promote your own stuff like on your social media or wherever that might be, Facebook,
Yeah.
Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, whatever you use to get people to their site. And depending on the type of seller you are, that might be fine. You might be more than happy to do that, but you may not want to do that. So yes, on their kind of promoting themselves as their own platform, that may be something that they can, upgrade in the future. We're always pushing to a goal. That might be a goal that they could push forward if that is something in their, their business plan. Seeing as how their business, I have no idea what their plan is, but that would be something I think that the sellers would definitely enjoy. What I notice about Mercari, you know how when you first go in and it says, like it shows you the sold stuff, like what just sold. I see a lot more hard goods in that section than I do see clothing. It's usually hard goods, and in the wintertime, it's shoes and hard goods. So I don't know if that's just like a trend on Mercari. People are going there more so for hard goods. I have no idea. I've only sold several items there.
Well, the thing that I noticed also, and is that Mercari kind of gives you a heads up of what's popping. They'll say, oh, electronics, okay, well, that means those electronics are selling. They've had a bunch of sales on the electronics. They'll pick out something else, oh, this is going well, blah, blah, blah. So they kind of give you a heads up, and that's fine and cool. But if you don't have any electronics, it's not doing you any good.
Right.
And which I don't, but I am, thinking in my mind what I need to do, or if I want to keep Mercari, or if I just want to switch and put other things on there,
Gotcha.
Besides clothes, because maybe that's the pivot for me with Mercari. So, we'll see.
Brittany, what has been your experience with Mercari?
She a side chick. No, okay. Look, she's a side chick. I'm just gonna keep it 100. I just added her into the mix, but really, for me, eBay and Poshmark is definitely, those two platforms are first. Then Mercari is just like, okay, if I can sell something additional. But I will say this, since she's so off and on, she, sometimes I'll get like 6 sales in one day, and then one of the next 2 days I don't get nothing, or I might get one.
Right.
She's very sporadic. So, she doesn't like to give you consistent sales, and that's just the way it is. That's why she's a side chick. And so it is what it is.
Exactly. That's why she's not bae.
Okay, she can't be bae doing that.
She can't be bae.
And what is the fee on Mercari? I can't remember off the top of my head. Is it 10%?
I think they raised. Or wait a minute, let me see.
I want to say they went up.
They did, but it wasn't that much. Probably like 11% or something like that. It's more than eBay.
So right around 10%, which I think is not bad, especially if you're going to add it to your money making platform.
Exactly.
So I do have Mercari. I don't make as many sales on Mercari. Of course, my bae is Poshmark, and that's just because I haven't figured out all the ins and outs of eBay yet. But I'm coming. I'm chasing you, Brittany. I'm trying to be like Brittany, all bossed up.
Where I started, I don't even know. I didn't know it was going to be like that, where people really. I didn't know that people was even scared of it. I just had to start somewhere. It's the one that I know about.
So next up is Depop. I haven't sold anything directly on Depop, but I know you can ship internationally with Depop. I'm not familiar with their rate, like how much they charge, but I know for sure Depop is for kind of like throwback vintage streetwear. So vintage means, anything 20 years or before. And then they do like when you model it. So like, just like this picture right here that we're looking at, their sellers, generally look like this. And these are items that they're selling. So they would model their items that they're selling in their Depop shop. I don't have anything modeled in my shop. I don't know if that's why maybe things don't sell. But I also know that they offer a video. So you can only put 4 photos in one 15-second video. So I think if you have like a turntable or like that little turnstile display, and maybe you're selling shoes or accessories, that might be a good place to put, your video on that turnstile, just so they can see, different angles in a 15-second clip. But I do think that's pretty sweet that they offer that video clip. Do either of you sell on Depop?
Oh, I do not.
I do not either, but it's something I've been thinking about. But I'm like, I don't really do a whole lot of vintage right now. So
True.
that's why I'm in like, okay, I don't know if that's for me and all this young fashion, But my daughter, she keeps me up on what's really, what's going on. So I try to, keep abreast. But so far, I don't have a whole lot of items that are just, I think that would do enough for me to add it as a platform. I don't know.
True. And I understand. I usually put, like, since they're streetwear, even though it's streetwear vintage, I'll put my shoes up there. But like I said, I haven't sold anything, but I think that maybe the Converse, since I sell a lot of those, would do well, but we shall see. So you opened up an account a long time ago, but never sold anything. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I've had the account almost as long as I've had my Poshmark account, which has been 2.5 years, and I haven't sold anything, but I am not giving up on it because that's another drip. Grant Cardone says, you may not have a full stream and it may not be gushing out like a waterfall, but if you can get a drip every now and then, that's extra money in your pocket. And since I can cross list with it with List Perfectly, I just, I keep going. What's one extra click? What's another 60 seconds to possibly get a sale? And then if you're not familiar with List Perfectly, it cross lists, I believe, to 9 different platforms, and you can try it out for 30% off. You just have to use the link in my bio over on Instagram, which is Swagslayer Fashion, or you can use the link in Brittany's Instagram, which is Brittany All Bossed Up. She changed her name, so I have to
discount deals for you. It's still discount.
I have to remember it every time. I'm like, wait, is Brittany All Bossed Up? So yes. So yeah, that is Depop. Kind of in a nutshell, kind of a cool place to go if you definitely have things that would match, and especially if you're not afraid to model your items, or you have somebody who'll model your items, because those seem to do the best when they're modeled. So next is Kidizen. Do either of you ladies sell on Kidizen?
I do not.
It's a no for me. No.
Yes. So I stopped selling kids' clothes. Like, I'm transitioning out of kids' clothing. I think all the kids' clothing is now out of my Poshmark closet. I always start everything on Posh and then move from there. But I still have some kids' shoes. Most of my kids' shoes can transition to women's shoes, so they're listed in women's, but I do still have kids' tennis shoes left, like Nikes, Adidas. What else? I think I have some Puma. But Kidizen is geared mainly toward children, but they've recently, in the last few months, have opened it up to women's clothing. So I also put my women's clothing on there, but I have yet to get a bite. So I have not sold anything yet on Kidizen. I do not remember off the top of my head their fees, but pretty much everything that we talk about, except for 2 platforms, is going to be less than 20%. Poshmark is 20%. There's one other platform we'll talk about today that is also 20%, but for the most part, they're all less than that. So I think that average is 10% of the fees that they charge for these platforms. But if you have children's clothing, Kidizen is definitely the place you want to create an account and list onto Kidizen to sell those items. So next up for Reseller app is Instagram. I know we're not thinking, what, Instagram? That's not a reseller app, but they have Instagram shopping. And if you can link your items to your Instagram, that's just one more person to see your listing. Now, let me preface this disclaimer by saying, if you're on one of the other reseller apps, this is what I hear, because I didn't read the thing. I have my own website. You're not supposed to link things that aren't your actual website. But the way around that is, if you do have a landing page or a website or such like that, you can link that and then put your items under that URL and then link them, which will then take the person to your original URL and then to your third-party site, if that makes sense. That way you can still have shoppable, clickable items on Instagram, but you're not violating Instagram's terms of use. Do either of you ladies have clickable links in your Instagram?
I do not. I mean, I thought about selling on there at one point, but I think around the time I thought about it, that's when they came back and said, oh, you can't link your Poshmark to it. I was like, oh, I don't have time for all that other. Because I thought that would just be the easiest way to do it.
Right.
But you got to follow those guidelines of Instagram because they'll snatch that account.
And you don't want that.
No, but I was gonna say the shop thing. I don't have a shop, but I have the link tree. I'm sure everybody has like a link tree with everywhere.
Well, I have a milkshake.
But the shop is like, so say you post something that you have for sale, or you're wearing something you have for sale. If you click it and make it shoppable, even when someone else shares it because they don't know you, so they're like, oh, this is cute. When they click on it, they can immediately go there and buy from you. So that helps. Yes, when someone's on your actual Instagram profile, your link in your Linktree milkshake campsite, those are helpful. But when someone is sharing your stuff, or they just happen to come across it in a search because they are looking through hashtags, you're still able to have a clickable link, so they don't have to go to your site. Because how many times when we're searching hashtags do we actually go to that person's actual Instagram page? It's rare. Another thing you can do is you can create a catalog in Facebook. And then that, I believe, is also a workaround, because if you create the catalog in Facebook of your items, you link that link to your Instagram. Because I used to do that in the beginning before I had my own website. But I would encourage you, just don't violate the Instagram terms of use, because you do want to keep your account. But if you can, definitely have clickable links, because we're on IG all day anyway. Why not have a customer be able to purchase your item directly on Instagram? So that is one that we don't always think about as a reselling platform, but it's definitely a tool that can be used as a reseller to make more sales and get more exposure to your account. Next up is Shopify. This is a website where you would create a domain name, create your own website, manage it and maintain it. But all the items, again, that you've listed on wherever your third-party platform is, you can list to your own website. You can promote your own name and your own business instead of this third-party website that you're using, and people can buy directly from you. Swagslayer pro tip: if you do your own website, of course, it does not have to be Shopify. We're talking about Shopify because it also goes along with List Perfectly. You can cross list to List Perfectly. From List Perfectly to Shopify. But you want to make sure you figure out that shipping. Because shipping is where it gets tricky when you're shipping yourself, because all the third-party platforms allow you some idea of the shipping if you ship through them. But here on your own website, whether it be Shopify, Wix, whatever you choose, you do have to calculate your own shipping. A good free tool to use along with your website is Pirate Ship, if you do want to ship yourself, to be able to, increase your brand authenticity and the rate of which people know your brand and know your name. Do either of you ladies have your own website or even a landing page of your own?
I do have a landing page that's giving me a headache right now, but hopefully it will be straightened out soon. But I decided to go with a landing page, actually, because at the time I really didn't feel like I needed a whole entire website. Basically, I wanted to definitely collect emails so that when other projects were done, I could go ahead and notify these people, these particular subscribers ahead of time. So I think that it's good to just, have a little landing page for that reason, because, you do want to collect your emails. So if you're having a giveaway, you're having a sale, your subscribers will be the first to know.
Yeah.
I agree. I don't have a landing page or a website, but it's in progress. So nice. Yeah.
So your list of things to do for 2021, I got you. Yeah. So next we have Grailed. So Grailed is an all-male streetwear and vintage reselling site. So it's only men's clothing, and it's high-end, like Bape, Supreme, Off-White, Yeezy, and all of those different things. Have either of you ladies considered, or are you currently selling on Grailed?
I am not selling on Grailed, but I have had in the back of my mind, like way back here. Way back here.
Wait.
I have considered, getting a few plus size men's items and maybe giving it a shot over there. You can only try and see what happens. But, I think you and I had talked about this, Tiana, maybe even posting on a Poshmark.
Yeah.
Since I sell plus sizes, maybe I should include a few guys' things. I don't know. But like I said, it's way back here.
Well, I would say definitely start off on Poshmark. And then like once they're posted on there, then, you know, move them over to Grail, because yeah, there are plus size men who still want to be fashionable and feel good about themselves and still need to walk around. And if you have that eye for fashion, why not pick up some men's pieces too, especially if that's going to fit into your business model and your ROI is going to be correct. Brittany, do you currently sell on Grail, or have you thought about it?
No, I haven't really considered adding any new platforms, just for the simple fact that, my inventory system is very, like my tracking and my spreadsheet is a bit much already. So to add another one, unless it's going to be highly profitable at this point, I don't think that I will be doing anything else at the moment. I'm just like, let me see where I'm at.
Trust me, I totally understand. I don't have that spreadsheet, so I just throw everything everywhere, and I already know, the cost of everything. And then I was thinking though, Brittany, I know you heard the other day about possibly doing a spreadsheet if I could do that tablet right thing and it does it, but then I would still only do the spreadsheet for my first platform, which is Poshmark, and then everything else, I don't need a spreadsheet for that, because if it sells somewhere else on the same line, I'm gonna be like sold on and put the price and be done.
So, that's what I do. I just market a color, like different colors, and that way I can see it at a glance. Like you can be like, oh, okay, that's selling. You kind of know.
So Marina, yes, I do sell on Grail, and by sell, I mean I have things posted on Grail because I haven't sold anything yet. The funny part is every time I put something on Grail, it sells somewhere else, and so I have to delete it. So I haven't actually made a sale on Grail. But the cool thing about Grail is it does have international shipping to like Australia, I think Ireland, a couple other places. Don't let me lie, but I know it is set up for international shipping, and I do have all my items on international shipping. Let me see if I can pull up and tell you exactly where they can go. I'm not super familiar with the platform. So, yep, see, already. I'm like, well, where do I add a new item? Because I always cross list. I don't know how to add an item from my cell phone. But it does have international shipping. I was going to try to name the places for you guys, but this is not working because I always do it from the desktop. I don't actually know how to do it from the app. So, but I do like its international shipping. So hopefully I will sell something eventually and send it out of the country, because that's, fingers crossed, what I want to do. I know Patricia from Trish Van 99, her son put some stuff on her account and he did sell something internationally and they shipped it out. So they automatically put like international shipping for $25. So the buyer would have to pay the $25, but if you want to adjust that shipping rate, you can. I left it at $25 because I know nothing about international shipping and just figured I would figure it out when it happens, trial and error it out. So the next platform is Tradesy. So the things I've heard about Tradesy is they sell high-end women's clothing, as you can see by these price points here on the screen. However, I did sell a pair of boots here that were not a name brand, but they were super cute, snake print, new, hadn't been used. And that was my first Tradesy sale. But like you can see, like most of the stuff here is a high-end, high price. So we're probably not going to talk about the real today. I don't have that up on the screen. But instead of, if you don't want to send your stuff, I'm sorry, is this purse $21,000? Okay.
Yes, honey.
Hermes, like I know Hermes, I have Hermes. I ain't never paid that price, but that's not the point. If you don't want to send your items into the real, you can list them yourself on Tradesy because it does have a higher end clientele. Don't get me wrong, I 100% list my shoes here, like my Converse and my boots. Like I said, nothing I had was in this price point, but I still made a sale. So I know, Brittany, right now you're not thinking of adding any new platforms, but would you think that maybe your inventory may transition well to Tradesy, or would that not be something that would fit your business model?
I do not think that I would want to do everything because I have a mixture of things like low end, higher end. So then I would only want to put my higher end stuff on Tradesy. And that is something that actually in the back of my mind, yes, I'm kind of like Rhonda's in the back, but I would definitely consider doing that. You know what I mean? Because I mean, right now I'm sitting over there with an $800 purse out of nowhere, and there's nothing that, you know, like I don't have a lot of items that are that high. So putting those few items over there that I have as I sprinkle them in would probably be a good idea. And then it's not so much to keep up with because you only have a few items over there anyway.
And that's true. And Tracy is one that you can cross list with your list perfectly, Brittany. So you know, one extra click, why not? And I know Rhonda, she has some high-end stuff because she is like, yes. So would you consider possibly in the future adding like your higher end purses to Tradesy?
You know, I probably would. I think that my next one, maybe I will stick over there and just kind of, you know, kind of test the waters, because sometimes you just got to, you know, dive in and see what's going to happen. So I was looking at it not long ago, actually, and I did actually think about putting the purse I have on there, but I stopped simply because I was like, well, maybe this isn't high end enough. You know, this is just a little old Dooney, honey. I don't need to be up in here with Hermes and you know, all the others. So that kind of gave me pause. So you know, maybe I can dig a little deeper and see.
Yeah, because like I said, be encouraged. I sold a pair of shoes. There was none of the stuff I just showed you. And I posted them, and in like, I think 48 hours, they were sold. So yeah, I think if it looks good, it's made well, it's on trend, because everybody on Tracy doesn't have $21,000 to drop on a purse. Clearly. And we are in a different time period right now. You know, people want to shop, but they also want to hold on to their stuff, their money, you know, for a rainy day. So you never know. It might be more stuff that is like in that mid range that is selling on Tracy than the upper range, because I want to say like now you kind of have the advantage on Tracy because your stuff would be deemed as a lower price and on sale, even though that's the price you would set it for anywhere else, because it's not $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. That makes sense.
Right. So I don't know. I'm going to dig a little deeper into it and see.
Awesome. So Marina was saying, thanks, Tiana. Wow, I didn't know about international shipping on Grail. Is it with USPS or Pirate Ship? That's a great question. I have no idea because I haven't sold anything yet. And let me just be honest, I don't read all that extra stuff. I just jump off and figure out how to swim. But it's with somebody, and I know it's international. So we'd have to dig a little deeper to find out. So, of course, my favorite, Poshmark, darling. So I know all three of us
say now. That Poshmark is back.
Yes, I know all three of us sell on Poshmark. I've been on there 2.5 years. I really do like the platform. They have gone public, and you can buy their shares now on the NASDAQ. Their ticker ID is Posh, POSH, and so they're going to be, I'm sure, so many amazing things that are going to happen just from that. I got my stocks and I'm doing a long hold. Sometimes I wish I had just bought more stock and sold half and doubled my money in one day. But I was conservative and I just bought my 10 stocks and I just want to hold them because I do believe in time they're going to be worth more than just the double. But for those of you who did do the IPO purchase and then sold to double your money, congratulations, you are a true investor, and I like the way you think. So on Poshmark, as we know, we can sell men's, women's, children's, home goods, and toys now, and I think books. I don't know, I don't do toys and books. And they do take they subtract 20% out for their fee, but their 20% fee is a nothing because they take care of customer service. They answer your questions. They answer customer questions. They advertise on TV. Like that 20% is well worth what they charge. So I have no qualms, no problem. And because I started off on Poshmark, I set up my whole business based on that 20%. So when I sell on other places, I'm actually making more money because I don't change my price based on the platform because everything's set up in Poshmark land and I just transfer it over there.
Not Poshmark land.
Yeah. So
well, I hear you.
What has been your experience on Poshmark?
Let me just, hold this thought for just a second. Marina. Now, girl, I'm getting maybe a little bit closer to eBay, but every time I think about it, I still get a headache. So I'm moving a little bit. maybe, yeah, near the end of 2020. Oh, she gave me a longer time now. At the end of 2021. I'm thinking about it. I actually had a discussion with someone about it. And, I think my thing is I just don't want to answer all those questions. If I had somebody who could list everything for me on eBay, I'd be on there in a heartbeat, and then I just maintain it.
Oh, but I know someone who could list everything for you on eBay, Rhonda.
Oh, you do, darling?
I do, darling.
Oh, well, we'll discuss that.
You know them too. You just don't know it.
Oh, okay.
We'll talk after the show.
I'm like, okay. So for Poshmark, now, of course, you guys know this is where I first started. And I really don't have anything to complain about. What I do have to complain about is minor. But, I love the ease of it. Here you are, you put your things on here, people see your things, and they buy your things. The shipping is, however you have two choices here. Your your $4.99 or your 11, whatever.
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven. I had it backwards, y'all. Excuse me. But I think that you can't get any simpler than that. Now, where the headache comes in sometimes is I wish in a way that they could kind of switch up their weekly Love It or Listed. Yeah. Here we are again at Closet Clear Out. And here we are back again at Love It or Listed. It's just like a vicious circle. But I have never tried. Now, I have worn a Love It or Listed before. So, of course, that was fine. I have not tried Closet Clear Out, though I was tempted to try it yesterday because if y'all didn't know, that death pile of mine is a death pile. It's death, deceased. So it was all those things. So I'm preparing my closet for new inventory. But I don't know. I really can't complain about too much. Like I said, the things that I would want are minor. I want the size plus sizes to be adjusted a tad bit more to where I don't always have to customize a size because, we have more sizes that go past a 5X or, a 6X. So those are the little minor things that I find kind of irritating when I'm listing. But overall, I've really been pleased with Poshmark. Yes. I think they give you an opportunity to mentor new people. They give you an opportunity to host, Posh and Sips or whatever, if that's what you want to do. So I like the fact that they do that. I think that I love the fact that they are like more social selling network. And that's kind of how I see them. So I do like that. You can engage with your customer or whoever asks a question, or I love that. So I really don't have anything too much to complain about. But it's always something. We're never going to be solely completely happy with each app that we sell on because they all have something that we wish the other one had.
Poshmark is my perfect reselling app. If I was a reselling app, I'd marry Poshmark because that's how perfect it is to me. So I have zero complaints about Poshmark. I'm like, yes. But I know like the things that you said, the sizing that could help, that's definitely would be helpful because there are people who are more sizes than the ones that are on there. And then, especially like, I forget somewhere I always go and the swimwear. I think for men, like it only comes like small, medium, large. And I'm like, men's swimwear come 29, 30, 32, 42. Right. And so I'm like, what? So I just don't list it. I say, forget it. So I stopped buying men's swimwear for that reason, because I sat on it for so long because small, medium, large is not what men are looking for when they're shopping for swimwear. So yeah, I guess there's definitely some things I could be like, but it's just so good to me. It's like that 80-20, like, ain't nobody perfect. But there's always 20% that's irritating.
Yes, child. Yes. And that 80-20 applies to so many things besides reselling. I just want to put that out there.
Facts. My husband taught me that 80-20 thing. I was like, what are you talking about?
Yes, honey. It's that 80-20, honey.
Yes. So Brittany, tell us about your Poshmark experience, hun.
It's been great. I will say, like I said, there was some months that it beat day. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So it's been great for the most part. And I, like Rhonda, do like the fact that it's community based. I love the fact that, I think on Poshmark, they expect for you more so to like, if they like something, they're doing that on purpose so that you can send them something. I don't think eBay customers are really trying to do that. So like, it's not geared towards that, but this is more geared towards actually communicating with your buyers in some sort of way. You could do that with the signs in your closet, your background. You got so much stuff that on other apps is not really out there like that. So they do set themselves apart in that way. I like the 20% and the fact that I do not have to worry about packaging. That is the biggest plus for me. Okay, so I'm telling you all the good and the positives, but I do sadly have some some negatives, you know what I mean? Like for me, these are my no for me. So I wrote some of them down because it was a few.
Oh, Jesus.
She wrote them down. So this is serious.
The search option, whenever I'm trying to delist, is a problem because if it's not like a hot brand or something, I don't know. I guess it just doesn't come up and then I have to search for it another way. Delisting in general takes a lot longer on there than it does on both Mercari and eBay. It's definitely kind of frustrating that it takes longer because you want to be able to just go in there and just push a button really and be done. So like when you're done delisting, it takes you back to the home screen instead of leaving you where you're. I'm like, I don't know if this is just on the
you need to delist from your app.
But I was like, that is so annoying. But I'm generally working on my computer. So they do need to, I think, update that somehow and make it so that all items show up in search. Just like on Mercari, if you type in the first 3 letters, it'll show up. Boom. You hit the deactivate. It's done. It's fast. Right. That's what I need. I need stuff that's quick. And then the bulk shipping. Apparently, they have come out with the bulk shipping, but they send the labels to your email, and then you have to print them out there or something like that. I like to see them do it a little bit more like eBay, where it just comes right up, and you could just, you pick the items and all at once, they all print out at the same time. So you'll have to go in. Again, that's taking you more time. Anything that'll save you time is clearly going to be saving you money. So I think they need to update or do something with that bulk shipping. And then I have that the bundling sometimes for people are, for the customers anyways, or the buyers, is kind of confusing. Or if I'm trying to add to a bundle, say I had already sent them an offer on one item, and then I go back in and I'm like, oh, they got another item because that happened to me the other day. And I was like, okay, let me add that to the bundle. Negative, Captain. I have to go in, change the size or whatever you do to make it, you got to go back and change it and then add it. I mean, listen, that's too much. So they need to have a way, that you can do that. Anything, like I said, that cuts down on how many times you have to click and process. For me, that's so much better. Like likes, like if I have can we not have all the likes and then let's just send out a 20% off to everybody? Let's make it simple. That's what eBay does. And those are some of the reasons why eBay is big too, because it's making some of my processes a little bit easier. So for me, I do like that. But the 20%, I'm fine with that because like I said, you ain't got to worry about the packaging. I mean, that's the best part to me. Like I keep having to order for all the other, for eBay. And then for Mercari, because, they don't provide that either. So you have to do your own thing. So I do like that they provide that. And the last, but I don't know if it's not least, but I don't know if anybody else finds it annoying, but I do not like when closets have a bunch of signs. Goodbye. You got too many. I don't mind some signs. That's fine. But if you have a bunch of them, especially at the top or they're all mixed up all over the place, I'm just trying to help you out and do some sharing. And I'm trying to figure out what the heck I need to share. And I have to bounce around and try to figure, it's annoying to me. You know what I mean? Like now I don't know about everybody else. If you have a lot of them, but if it's to a minimum and it has a point to it, then it makes sense. And some people will be like, they'll put like that reasonable, send me a reasonable offer. I used to have that on my page, but you got to think about it. Everybody is trying to get a deal. So what's reasonable to you and what's reasonable to them, you can't dictate to them what's reasonable. So I don't like when I see those signs because I feel like it's a negative connotation on your account. You don't want to have that. You want people to be welcome and feel like they can send you whatever offer they want because you as the, you owner or whatever you want to call it in your closet, you can do whatever you want to do. You don't have to accept their offer. So just make the experience as pleasant as possible. But overall, I love Poshmark. You know,
yeah. Yeah, the sides don't bother me as much because I don't share other people's closets. It's pointless. If someone asks me to share their closet, they're just excited that I'm gonna share their closet. Yes, I will do that, but no one shops off the feed. And so if I was gonna have something be different about Poshmark, maybe make the feed based on the person who signed in sizes that they put up, because just any and everything comes up on the feed. It is irrelevant to your style, your size, or anything like that. And sharing other people's closets, for me, this is my opinion, because I know there's share groups. I know people who love to share.
Yeah.
It's not getting you a sale. It's not getting me a sale. So I might as well use that time to share my own stuff so I can make some money. But if I'm going to share your item outside of Poshmark, that is valuable, because then I'm sharing it on my platform, not inside Poshmark, so someone can see it and then come and buy your item. I will do that. But inside Poshmark sharing, I just skip that altogether. Morena was saying, she hears you, Rhonda. She's a little bit scared of eBay too, but she just wants to jump in like Tiana.
I know, and I'll get there. I'll get there. The other thing I think that, I don't think I mentioned this. The other thing I think that really, this will probably be the top of my irritation list with Poshmark is that.
What y'all talking about? My man. Okay, stop. No, go ahead.
Girl, I gotta say it. Is I wish that there was another way for people to like your item, but not like your item. You know, because some people, but you see what
I know what you're saying.
See what I'm going here is that I understand that you like this item and you might like it so you can come back and add something else. I get all of that. But I just wish that there were, because I started like, if I like an item, I like the person's about page, you know, or their picture or whatever, so that I know that there's a reason that I like this. She has something I want, I'm gonna come back to it. But, you know, once like one time this lady liked 25 items in my closet. And then she sent me a message, said, well, did you get my bid? And I'm like, no, bid. What platform are we on?
Right.
So, you know, I tried to communicate with her, but I guess she got frustrated because she felt like I was ignoring her. But it wasn't that I was ignoring you. I responded back, but what is it that you like? Would you like me to bundle all 25? I was simply lost. So, you know, I just wish there was a different way to do that, because there are people who do actually like it when they have the parties. People like your stuff. Like I liked, you know, like your stuff, or I like, you know, and then next thing I know, I get a offer sent when I was liking it because I'm liking it for a host, you know, pick. So it's just kind of confusing. I just wish there was a different way to do that. You know, maybe we need a host pick button. You know, maybe we need
that would be very valuable. So it's a way that the whole party can,
maybe we need a category or something different for that, because and my own daughter told me, she was like, well, I liked it. And I was giving out, you know, offers to like her so fast, you know, she was like, well, I did like it. I liked it because I was coming back to put something else. I was like, oh, my bad. And, you know, it gets confusing. Customers have done that. They like it. I send an offer. Oh, I wanted this too. Okay.
But then I think that's where the bundle comes in, because if you send an offer to liker, it just goes to the liker. But then if they want something else, then they can bundle it together. But like, you know, we said none of the platforms are perfect. And to be honest, like some things they have to just skip because they got to put their money into the more important things. So yeah, I still think Poshmark is perfect in every way. I love
Poshmark. Poshmark is my bag. So since it's my bag, I'm gonna criticize it. But I say it with love, Poshmark. I say it with love.
So we're about halfway through. The next one is Etsy, which on Etsy, it's only handmade, vintage, and I can't think. What's the other one?
Digital products.
Yeah, but it's another word they call it, but I can't think of it. So if you have handmade or vintage items, or a digital product like an ebook, a Diva weight loss tracker, anything like that. You can find those things on Etsy, or you can post them on Etsy. Etsy does charge you 20 cents to post your item. I don't know what they charge after your item sells because I haven't sold anything yet on Etsy. But I do think it's a really good platform because what I hear is if you do have vintage items or handmade items, since they cannot send you an offer, when somebody wants to buy it, they just buy it for the price you have listed. There are no offers accepted on Etsy. And I don't think either one of you sell on Etsy, correct?
I just have my digital products on there.
Right, the Divas weight loss tracker. Do you still have your mug?
Yeah, but I'm not speaking on that because it's being redesigned.
Okay, darling. So just find the Divas weight loss tracker in the Pink Diva Studio Instagram, link in her bio. Get yourself together for the new year and the rest of your life. So then, as we know, Amazon, the #1 platform for resellers in basically, we'll just say the world. Don't quote me on the world, but it's like the world. You can sell all kinds of things on Amazon, but you have to remember Amazon is super strict. They do not play about their platform. You better have your stuff together. But there are definitely resellers, just like the 3 ladies here on this platform who are not huge sellers that sell on Amazon and are able to make a good income from that. So that may be something you want to consider, selling on Amazon, filling out the application and going through the whole process. So Marina was saying she
said, I bid your pardon.
Poshmark misleads buyers too.
I got her bid.
Yes, when you open it in the browser, the like button says like and save for later. Well, you technically are saving it for later. I have liked items on Poshmark, and then when I'm ready or have money, I just go back to my liked items and then I buy whatever I want. But that's how I do it. I don't know how everybody else does it.
Well, I think that might be the process that they were thinking. But I think too, it kind of when we see someone like something, our automatic reaction most of the time is to send an offer.
Oh yeah, I send an offer too because that works too. I've had plenty of sales from offers.
Now, let me tell you, when I send out offers, honey, the sales come rolling in. I love the fact that you can do that. But I think that sometimes it is a little misleading because sometimes I think even new people who are coming to Poshmark see that and they think, oh, I'll just like it. But they probably aren't ready to buy that yet.
Well, if you send the right offer, because there's some stuff that I was like, oh, I'll just say this for later. And I got the right offer and I was like, ooh, buy it right now. So I think it's for both the seller and the buyer to try to, and every time Poshmark makes a sale, they get 20%. So it's a tactic for all of us, I guess. I did want to point out all the platforms we talked about before we got to Amazon can be cross-listed to from List Perfectly. Again, if you want to get 30% off your first month, head over to Swagslayer Fashion on IG and click the link in the bio. I would have it in the description, but my descriptions are acting crazy and I'm trying to fix them. So in the meantime, if you would please head over to Swagslayer Fashion on IG and click the List Perfectly link in bio to get 30% off your first month. So the next one is Curtsy. We talked briefly about Curtsy the other day. Well, kind of in detail. It wasn't briefly. This one is only on Apple. As you can see, you can only get it on the Apple App Store. But it is very much like Poshmark. You can add multiple things to the cart. And you are able to check out at one time and get a discount on the shipping when you do that in Curtsy. So I think those are awesome things about Curtsy. Neither of you ladies sell on Curtsy, correct? No. And then they charge 20%. So, I mean, it's basically Poshmark with extra features. So, Curtsy is definitely one I want to use. And what I'm thinking is, and correct me if I'm wrong, Brittany, because I know you've been in the LP spotlight. You talk to the heads over there. I believe like the ones for List Perfectly are both on Apple and Android. So if it's one that's only on Apple, they don't put it on List Perfectly. At least that's what I've gathered just from the platform they currently have.
No, I wasn't actually familiar with that. I didn't know whether it wasn't something that or it's not something that I'm aware of. So
gotcha. Yeah, but that's just what it looked like that they were doing. Like if they didn't have two, they just didn't do it. And then of course we know Flipped is the consignment reseller app. Well, it's not even an app like that. Let me take it back. So we know Flip, if you want to be a pro seller and you need to get free inventory, You can go to Flip, download the app. Also, the link is in my bio for that. Brittany, I think I texted that to you last night by mistake. Girl, I don't know how to use my iPad, but we'll talk about that later. And you can get the free inventory. You just pick the inventory you like from the clients who have it posted. And then they'll send that inventory to your home, and you'll list it and sell it. And then as it sells, you will pay the client for it. So then the next one we have is OfferUp, which we're all familiar with. OfferUp partnering with Let Go, because OfferUp bought Let Go. But most of us are familiar with OfferUp. We just used to use it like we used Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace, where it was only local pickup. But now you can ship with OfferUp. And of course, you can sell everything that you can sell on eBay on OfferUp, including vehicles. If you were not familiar, you can sell your vehicle on eBay too. So you can sell all kinds of stuff, including clothing, hard goods, homewares on OfferUp. So that is also a really good platform to cross-list to for the items you already have. And if you have local pickup, of course, there is no fee involved because they're just going to pick up at your home. Have either of you ladies used OfferUp?
I have not used. What have I used it? No, I haven't used OfferUp. I think I did Let Go once.
Okay. Yes.
I
mean, it was good.
Like a couple times. That's it. Like, so not often, but yeah. I looked for phones on there when I was selling phones, because you can actually find some good deals. Just a nugget, if you're gonna do phones, never give them whatever their price is. Always negotiate. Because I negotiated somebody down from 450 to 300. So, can't beat it. That's where my profit was. You know what? But anyway.
And also, that is selling on Let Go and stuff, things that are awkward to ship, because you can have that local pickup option, because awkwardly shipping items is like, woo. And what I was going to say earlier about eBay, like, I would love if eBay got their shipping better, more like Poshmark. I would sell on eBay all the time, but trying to figure out that shipping is a headache.
Oh, see, that's what I don't want to deal with, really and truly. Yeah. Is this because I think I did well the first time I tried to do everything. I put it in there, filled out, gave my blood type, all that. But when I got to that shipping, I was like,
It was a beast. Yeah, I really want my eBay store to just be first class shipping only. If it fits in a padded envelope, bam, that way I know the price and everything works. So I do have shoes though that I really want to sell on eBay, and I haven't figured out an economical way to ship my shoes where I'm not losing money, but they're still on there. Like, I have a pair, matter of fact, that I'm going to ship today, and I'm already like, this shipping is going to eat so far into my profit, because they're like Nike boots, and I'm just like, help me. So the other one is Declutter. It's very similar to eBay and Let Go, but you basically, like, it doesn't look like clothes are being really sold on Declutter. As you can see at the top, it says phones, DVDs, CDs, Blu-ray, Legos, stuff like that. So you can have the different categories here. So it's more like hard goods and electronics that you would sell on Declutter. But since that is what they're selling on here, if you have those type of items, this may be a good place to post yours, because they'll be in the same category. People don't have to search through other items to find your item, because that's all they're selling on Declutter. Bonanza is very much similar to eBay as well. You can sell anything on Bonanza. I've used Bonanza before when I first heard about it. I was going to say when it first came out, but no. When I first heard about it, it had like these points where, like, for every time you sold, you got points. And I think eBay kind of has something like that too. And every time you buy, you got points. And it was just a little confusing, very reminiscent of eBay. And so I never went back to it. However, if you're very familiar with eBay, Bonanza may be one that you want to also sell on, because people do buy things over there. And then, have you heard of Bonanza, Rhonda or Brittany?
Yes.
I had not. This is my first time hearing about it.
Yeah. Well, Brittany, since you have, and you're like the eBay expert, darling, is Bonanza something you would consider using? I know you can't cross list to it with List Perfectly, but it definitely is a familiarity with eBay.
Yes, I mean, I would consider it, but that would be not even in the bag right now. Tracy's more in the bag, but then that's in the bag. No. Like,
Yeah.
talking about what that, it's gotta get way on the back burner. It ain't even got
Okay.
no. Ain't no
It's
burner.
not even registering it so far back.
Right. And Bonanza is in the beta for the app, because when I started Bonanza, it didn't have an app. It was only it was just a website. There was no app for it. And then, of course, last but not least is Carousel. Now, I haven't tried Carousel. I'm not super familiar with Carousel. However, it's only on Apple, I believe. I don't think it's on Android. But from what I hear, is kind of like Let Go Offer Up put together, sorta. It's like not a reproduction, but just like Poshmark was here and then Curtsy came out and it's very similar. It's the same thing. Let Go Offer Up was here and then Carousel came out. And it's very familiar in that vein. So if you're comfortable with like the Let Go Offer Ups of the world, then Carousel might be something that you want to look into selling on as well. I definitely wanted to bring you guys platforms that you're not familiar with or hadn't heard of, because just because the popular kids are out here, Poshmark, eBay, Amazon, doesn't mean there are not other cool kids sitting at a different table that you can use to make money on from those platforms. We always tend to look at the stuff that we always see a commercial for or hear every reseller talking about, but there might be another platform that works better for you. And because there are less people on that platform, what you're selling might gain you more money and might get you more attention, and you might be able to build up a greater business on a newer platform than maybe you would somewhere else. So I just want to bring knowledge all the time, options all the time, and just ways to grow your money and your entrepreneur resell life. Let me switch this here. So Marina said, oh yeah, there's also 5 Mile. I wasn't sure what 5 Mile was, so I didn't talk about it today. But it's for local listings. I think it's you pick up just locally. So I didn't really discuss that one. Also, because I know with the current situation, people want to have the option to either meet or ship, because some people don't want to meet. So I definitely want to make sure I talk about ones that had shipping included. But thank you so much, Miranda, for bringing up the 5 Mile app. But yeah, there you can always Google, reseller platforms such like that, and kind of find the ones that work best for you. Before we end the Swagslayer talk today, I'm going to ask Rhonda to please tell us where we can find you today, and at the proper time, not the time I said yesterday, and who you'll be speaking with on Brunch with Diva.
Yes, you can find me. We'll be back over there on Instagram, 1 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Eastern, for Brunch with Diva. My guest today is Melissa at Bandy's Closet. So we'll just be talking. You know how I do. I get the preliminary stuff out the way and get to the meat and potatoes. Kind of want to know a little bit more about Melissa as more of a personal side. So you guys come over, have your questions ready, and we'll just have a good old time as usual, honey.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that is at the Diva Studio on Instagram.
Yes. And Brittany, tell the Slayers where they can find your show Weekdays on Instagram or on YouTube, both.
The Instagram show that I have is called Motivational Mondays, designed to help keep you motivated. And I basically just interview somebody new every night. Let me see, what time is that? 8 p.m. Central Standard Time every single Monday. And then I also now have Success as a Mindset. It's basically just a series that I'm doing to help people, get on the right track with their habits and what they're doing in their business. Like right now, the one that's coming up for next week is part 2 of 10 ways to keep focused, because I kept finding more and more stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to do a part 2. So if you haven't joined in yet, go ahead and go watch the first one, which I'm Brittany All Bossed Up, obviously on here. And then I'm also Brittany All Bossed Up on Instagram as well. So I'd love to have you. Because if you don't have focus, you're gonna have some trouble.
Agreed. And do not forget to catch myself, Brittany from Brittany All Bossed Up, and Terry from Evolving Always over in Clubhouse tomorrow, which is Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every Thursday, talking about entrepreneurial type things, reselling, and money growth. So that is in Clubhouse at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time You can find me on Clubhouse as Swagslayer. I believe Brittany is Brittany All Bossed Up on Clubhouse, and then Terry. Oh, just All Bossed Up, JK. All Bossed Up, because you can only have 15 characters on Clubhouse. And then I don't know what Terry's is, because Evolving Always is too long for 15. But just find us there. All three of us will be there moderating the room each Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then, of course, you can always catch the Swagslayer Talk weekdays at 12:30 p.m. right here on YouTube, stream live to Facebook at Swagslayer Fashion. Again, do not forget, if you need a reseller box to resell items on any of the lovely platforms we went over today, do not hesitate to get yourself a Swagslayer box at swagslayer.com. I'll talk to you later, Slayers. Bye.